beats will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York.
What is up, YouTube? It has been a little bit of a minute. If you do not know, my name is Kimbria Alfrenar. I am a 20-year-old computer science major and artist, writer, YouTuber kind of on occasion, slight content creator. It depends on how I'm feeling at times. Now, it is August, end of August right now, and every month of this year I told myself I would be posting at least one video. Now, so far, I have literally posted one video per month. That has been my constant production speed, and I have accepted it. At this point, I have accepted it that every month I'm going to drop a video. I'm going for quality over quantity. Now, this video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be doing more of a story time type of video before going into, that's about it actually. I'm going to be doing more of a story time type of video because this month I went out of state for the first time in about 6-7 years, which is crazy. It has been a minute since I've been out of Florida. If you don't know, I do live in Florida. I put it at the beginning of the video, but I have not been out of state since I was about 13, 14-ish for a cruise. And I have not been on a plane since I was 4 years old. My parents surprised me and my little brother with a, surprise trip right before the weekend before school started, just to, just for us to enjoy the end of our summer. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, to just show y'all, because I took so many videos and pictures, but I wasn't talking at all in any of them, because I wanted to enjoy the experience, enjoy the view, enjoy time with family. I wasn't one to like take out a camera and just be walking in the middle of people and just talking. I just didn't feel like doing that. And even back in the hotel room, I was with my family. I was like, I don't feel like trying to, sit in the bathroom and record, or I just didn't feel like talking in front of the camera at that time. So instead of making this video a whole montage video and that be it, I didn't want that either. I'm just gonna kind of like talk through. I have my iPad with me with a whole list of things that we did. I'm just gonna talk through like what we did, what I did in New York, how I enjoyed it, whether or not I recommend you go, blah, blah, blah. So let's get into it.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
So let's talk about us going to the airport. So we're driving to the airport. We ended up having to drive back because I left something. Then we drive to the airport. We get there. We are almost late. I can't remember what time our flight was at exactly, but it was 1 something. I think the plane was going to take off at 1:25, right? We made it there at 1 something, 1:15 maybe, I don't remember, but they told us that, the onboarding time was at 1:10 or something like that, and we were supposed to be there because the doors closed at X time or whatever. They still opened the door for us and let us get in. We were like the last people to get on the plane, but we were like this close to missing the flight, which would have been so bad because I don't know if we would have been able to find another one, how that would have gone, blah blah blah. Like, the whole trip would have been messed up, but boom. So we get to the airport, we get on the flight, we get on the plane. We are sitting in like the last row or whatever, buckle up, blah, blah, blah. There was no windows in the last row, which I was so sad about, but it just was what it was. There were no windows. The plane starts and I start getting a little bit nervous because I haven't been on a plane since I was 4. The plane goes up and you just kind of like lean back in your seat. Like, I don't know. It's like a sensation that you feel. If you've never been on a plane, like you're going to feel it like moving up. Like, I haven't felt that in a very long time. So I was like, whoa, this is new, right? But boom, get on the plane is moving. There's like a little map thing on the screen that kind of like shows us like where the plane is at, like how far are we in the journey, blah blah blah. And we're going, right? And the pilot gets on the intercom and tells us, there's like severe weather in the northeast part of the United States where New York is at, so we might have to make a detour. A detour? So we're here like, okay, like what do you mean, blah blah blah. He flies in a full circle. Like, we had to do a whole circle. It added a good 30 minutes to our flight, us doing that full circle before we finally like flew up to New York. I had sent a picture of that, a screenshot of that to my friend. She had told me that never in her life has she ever been on a plane where the pilot had to do a full loop-de-loop before going to the destination because of some weather. Now, same thing. There was a lady on the plane that literally said, I've been traveling for years, that this has never happened before. So of course, the first time I get on a plane, for the first time since I was 4, of course that happens to happen. But it was cool. The turbulence wasn't bad. I was aware that your ears will pop like while you're on a plane, but like it was such a weird sensation to be feeling while I was up there, but it just was what it was. We land, and the first thing I notice about New York is the tall buildings. The tall buildings. I live in Florida. If you go to downtown Miami-ish, you will see some tall buildings, some skyscrapers, yada yada. But where I stay at, there aren't that many tall buildings. But like in New York, you're always looking up. Like there's so many tall buildings. And I was like, wow. We get there, I get greeted by a pigeon, which was interesting. We get somebody to drive us. It wasn't a Lyft or an Uber, but it was more like a person that was, I don't really know what company they were working for, but somebody drives us to our hotel. Because of the New York traffic, it was an hour drive, but the guy was cool. The music was cool. I was sitting in the back with my mom and my brother. My dad was in the front with the driver, making good conversation. I don't remember if I took that many videos of the drive there. I was more just looking for myself and or just vibing in the back of the car. But we get to the hotel at whatever time we get there. We landed at around 4:30. We get to the hotel and they tell us they don't have a room ready for us. We wait for a room. We finally get a room. The room is dirty. We were not having it. We ended up having to go back downstairs, waiting again for another room. The other room that we got ended up being on the 44th floor. I feel like that's the highest I've ever been on a building. The first room had been in the 33rd, which was also pretty high for me, but the 44th floor, imagine that. All the way up there, and I loved the view from the window. First night, we did some walking around. We ended up getting some Chinese food. The fried rice was good. The fried chicken, we got like spicy fried chicken. It was good too, but it was like, it was good, but like it wasn't like amazing. It was good though. It was good. The fried rice for me was the hard hitter. I think that was it for day 1. Day 2, we wake up, we end up going to the Statue of Liberty Island. It was cool. Of course, you're going to New York, you're going to see the Statue of Liberty. Our guide was an amazing guy. I don't have any videos or pictures of him, obviously, because why would I be taking a picture of a random guy? I mean, I could have. I feel like he would have been cool with it, but I didn't do that. So, but we ended up going Statue of Liberty Island. He gave us a bunch of history about the island and the multiple islands around, yada yada. We ended up going on a ferry, seeing the Statue of Liberty, going into a museum and taking a picture with my family, having our faces put on like this diagram thing that was going on. It was a whole thing. There was a lot going on, but it was a great experience. I like the view. I like seeing the Statue of Liberty. I like the museum, yada, yada. It was cool. It was fun. We got back from the park and we were trying to drive back to our hotel, but there was a Dominican Republic parade that was shutting down all the roads. I didn't take any videos of it and I don't know why, but they shut down so many roads that we had to tell our Lyft driver to just drop us off, and we ended up walking like 10-15 minutes back to our hotel, like just going through the crowds. They had to make little roadways through the crowds so that we can just go, because there was no way to drive through that. Like they shut down a good amount of just blocks, which was interesting. They were blasting music. They were having a good time. It was just hard for us to actually get home. So that was the slight annoying part. Oh, I forgot to say that I bought this hat on the Statue of Liberty Island. I'm wearing all NYC clothes, by the way. Like every article of clothing I have on now, I think including these hoops, including the shoes, not the socks, were literally bought in New York. The fit doesn't really match fully together, but this hat right here was bought on the Statue of Liberty Island, so that's cool. What else? So we went home after the Statue of Liberty Island. I ended up walking back out with my dad, walking around the city, just seeing what was around. We went to a restaurant, right, called Pollo Campero. The mac and cheese there, I mean, it's just, you can't even Y'all, it was amazing. I loved the mac and cheese. If you live in New York, somewhere around there, I don't know, and you go to Pollo Campero, I don't know, it was something in the mac and cheese that just got me. I had it the same day, the same meal, the next day. I had to go back. Loved the mac and cheese. 10 out of 10. I don't know what they put in there, but yes, they did their thing. Day 3, we did some walking around in the morning. I think that's when we went on the subway. We did not stay on the subway for long. Like, we only went for like 5 minutes. It was cool, but like, we didn't just stay on there for a long time. It was a very short trip, so I experienced the subway for like 2 seconds. But other than that, we went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Highly recommend that you go. We didn't go fully inside. We just saw like the statues outside of it because it was right outside our, our hotel. But the whole time I was seeing the name Madame Tussauds on the sign, like I didn't even realize it was the wax museum until the 3rd day. So I think the next time we go to New York, like, we're actually gonna get tickets to go inside to get like the full experience, because it just seemed like it would be a fun thing to do. We just didn't end up doing it. But we did see Jimmy Fallon, we saw The Rock, we saw Alicia Keys. Those were the 3 main ones that were outside. I think there was a J-Lo one somewhere, but like it was a smaller one, kind of. But that was already enough for me. But I think next time I go to New York, I'm gonna actually go inside the museum. It's probably an awesome experience. I don't know. I didn't even know it was so close by until later. So yeah, we saw that. We did a bunch more walking. We ended up seeing the Radio City Music Hall, which was cool. We ended up seeing NBC Studios, where Jimmy Fallon was gonna be recording that night. Also cool. We ended up going to the NBA shop. I got a present for my cousin, which was fun. We saw the library. We heard some church bells. I think I'm gonna insert a clip of the church bells that were ringing around. I think it was 3 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, just so you guys can hear what that sounded like. Church bells kind of reminded me of Five Nights at Freddy's. Even though I know it's not from that, it just reminded me of the da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. I don't know. It just reminded me of that. That's what came to my mind. So yeah. After that, we did some shopping. I don't remember if the 3rd day was when I bought this shirt. I think it was. Don't stress over it. It's kind of reversed for you guys, but it says don't stress over it. And I think that's when I also bought these plaid pants, which kind of go with the shirt a little bit. But that was that. After shopping, what else did we do? We went home. Then around 8 p.m., my mom and I went outside to go see Times Square at night. If you have never seen Times Square at night, let me tell you how bright it really is. Like, I've always heard that, obviously, like you hear about it on TV and in movies and blah, 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 but it's really like daytime outside in Times Square because of all the billboards and everything. And it was more crowded at night than in the morning, or like in like the afternoon when we were out before, because we had already walked past Times Square. But going out at night, it was different. Like, I saw people doing double dutch. I saw people doing spray paint art. People were breakdancing on stage. I'm gonna like insert another clip so you guys can see what was going on in Times Square. But it was such a cool vibe. Like, I just like being out there, just, you know, like, it was such like a cool vibe. I liked it. It was cool. Highly recommended. Day 4, shopping day again. We went to a huge Macy's. I remember that morning we had I had chocolate chip pancakes, and what else did I get? I think I got like a sweet tea or something like that. The chocolate chip pancakes were good. They just gave me a lot. I didn't finish eating it, but we went to Macy's. There's a store called Rainbow that I really like. I think I got this jacket. I want to say Forever 21. I really want to say I got it at Forever 21. I'm not fully sure. I think that's where I got it though. But it's got the, 1988 varsity, East Coast. It's like reverse for you guys. But It's got the whole NYC, like it's cute. I don't know. It's really heavy for a Floridian. Like I'm not gonna be able to wear this outside until like it actually starts getting cold, which is probably not even gonna be until December really, because it takes forever to get cold here. But I like it. I think it's cool. It's a cool vibe. It's a cool vibe. So what else? I saw some cool graffiti. I'm just gonna put like a random picture of some graffiti that I saw while we were walking home from the shopping. I liked it, thought it was cool. Literally day 4 was just us shopping around, us walking around again. We ended up going back to Times Square, this time with the full family. The first time it was only me and my mom. Second time it was me, my mom, my dad, and my brother. We walked outside, saw Times Square. I didn't record the second night, but there was like a live like rap battle going on. Like they were doing some a cappella, like it was a whole thing. Like I don't know, it was a whole event. I don't know if they do an event every night. I'm assuming they do. It's Times Square. I'm assuming there's something always going on there. But there was a whole rap battle going on outside, which was definitely interesting. But yeah, that was basically my whole New York trip. Next day, we wake up. Had already packed the night before. Get to the airport, fly home. Now I'm here. So that was what my trip looked like. I recommend going to New York. Like I would recommend it. I liked it. I would definitely go back. I would recommend going with family, obviously. Like I don't know, like just take the time to just explore. Like if you go to Manhattan, like to Times Square, like the heart of the hustle and bustle, like it was fun to me. I liked it. I like walking around outside, blah blah blah. Like my parents were surprised by me going out all the time, but I like the vibes. So that is it basically for the story. Life wise, I don't know if I should just get into, because this is supposed to be a story time video. But right after the trip, we went right back to reality. August 21st, I started my fall semester. I'm taking 3 classes, 1 on campus, 1 with Zoom, 1 online. I'm on campus Mondays and Wednesdays. I got Zoom on Tuesdays. And on this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to be starting an internship, which is going to be exciting. So next video that I do, I don't know, it's probably going to include like my experiences from that internship. I don't think I'm going to be recording much there because I do not think that will be allowed, obviously. But I do have my orientation on Tuesday. I will let you guys know how that goes. I can't say too much about like what I'm going to be doing. I don't think I can because of who I am working for. It's not like I'm working for anything crazy, but like I don't want to like get myself in trouble by saying too much. However, I can let you guys know how the orientation is, how I feel working there, how often I'm in the office. It's hybrid, so I'm going to be working from home as well. How I'm balancing that with school. My art has kind of been on the back burner, but not fully. I'm probably going to include at some point some clips of my art that I've been doing too. Like over this month, I haven't drawn a whole lot, but I did do something or make like a portrait that I'm proud of. And I'm working on a second one too that I should try to finish today. That would be so great, but I don't think I will. So it depends. But that's basically it. That's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. If I add more to the rest of this video, it is probably going to be a montage type of thing, like I always do. I'm going to work on editing this the whole rest of the night just so that I can get this video out by the end of tonight. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have I hope you had an amazing August and that you will have an amazing September. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for the cold so I can wear this jacket outside, y'all. But it's been good. I'll see you when I see you.